Acceptance. Acceptance is quiet and resolute. It is strength without force. Acceptance is a practice of shifting my energy away from what is out of my control and placing it deliberately on what is within my control. Acceptance involves managing my input, choosing my focus, observing others without judgment, choosing my battles, and knowing when to stop fighting. At its core, acceptance allows my actions to remain steady, even in the presence of pain. Acceptance is trading struggle for peace. It is striving for recovery rather than control. It is arguing for sacrificial love rather than dominance or self-protection. Acceptance involves letting go of expectations and entitlement. It is stating that I do not need anything or anyone to change in order to be okay. Acceptance is quiet strength. It is the observance and acknowledgement of reality as it is, not as I wish or need it to be. Acceptance prioritizes observation before action. It understands that discomfort does not always require fixing. Sometimes the work is simply to feel what I feel and remain still. Pain may be a call to action, or pain may be a call to observe, withstand, and remain grounded. Acceptance teaches discernment between the two. Acceptance is not accommodating bad behavior. Acceptance is not encouraging what does not align with my values. It is not following people who intentionally harm me. It is not punishing myself. It is not forgetting wrongdoing. It is not approving harmful behavior. Acceptance is not saying, "This is what I signed up for," when harm is present or disappointment is in the front. The opposite of acceptance is denial. Denial is fighting the waves instead of floating. Denial is ignoring the pain rather than listening to it. It is withholding the recognition, rest, and recovery as my body and soul scream for it. Denial is turning away from those I love because inaction feels too painful. Denial looks like forcing outcomes because acceptance feels like weakness. It looks like insisting on fixing what was not mine to fix. It looks like demanding others to change when they are unwilling or unable to do so. Acceptance is not passive. It is grounded, intentional, and deeply self-respecting. It is choosing peace without abandoning truth. When I am in a state of acceptance, I can see the trouble in the world and still be still. When I am in a state of acceptance, I do not need anyone to change for me to heal. I do not need anyone to be different for me to show up in the world as my best self. Acceptance allows me to know that my kids are perfect just the way they are. Houses get messy, bodies feel tired. My body is designed for both work and rest. I am not an automatically renewable being. I am not an unending source of energy. The fear that I feel does not need anything. It does not need action. It simply desires to be felt. Acceptance allows me to understand that my husband, my partner, my in-laws, my friends, my boss, my coworkers, and my neighbors do not need to change for me to be happy. My joy and peace depend on me, not on the world around me. Acceptance is viewing the world in all of its beauty and all of its terror, and using discernment equally for both. Nature comes, hurricanes, tornadoes, storms, whether I want them to or not. I am not responsible for the weather. I am responsible for me. Acceptance means I grieve, I fight, I do not understand. And yet I accept, I discern, and I am still. Acceptance allows me to discern my actions rather than allowing my actions to rule me. Acceptance means I have everything I need for fulfillment. My life is not determined by other people's actions. I do not need anyone else to change. I do not need anyone else to be better for me to be complete. My kids are perfect just the way they are. Nothing needs to be perfected except my own mindfulness. Acceptance means knowing where my energy is going and directing it accordingly. Acceptance means that in the darkest times of my life, when grief and anguish are painful and unimaginable, I am steady. I am wise in my weakness. I am steady. In my doubt, I am steady. In my grief and misunderstanding, I am steady. Acceptance shows me that I am whole. I am loved. I am perfect just the way I am. It means that I have been given the family members who are perfect for me, perfectly imperfect in their world and mine. I allow them to make their mistakes. I allow them to live their lives, and I am okay. I feel my feelings and allow those around me to be their best, perfectly imperfect selves. Acceptance means I am content because I have chosen contentment. I am in control because I have chosen to let go. Like the wind, I see it pass. I choose whether to step away and step inside to the warmth or to hold steady and withstand the cold. I do not fight the wind. I do not blame it for being cold or brisk. I observe it as nature and decide whether to rest or act. I do not need anyone else to change. I do not need anyone else to be different. I am whole. This is the life that has been laid out for me. I accept the path that my higher power has for me. I accept the universe as a place of deep pain alongside unimaginable joy. When the wind blows, I will not blame it. I will not ask why it's there or question its path. I will simply decide whether to go back inside or withstand the discomfort. I understand that missing pieces are part of the process. Broken pieces of my life may or may not fully heal, and yet I am whole. I am perfectly imperfect. I do not need anything to change to have peace. I do not need anyone to do better in order to love them fully. I do not need to accomplish one more thing to feel fully myself. Acceptance is a deep, unwavering knowing that my peace is innate and wholly mine.